Good afternoon from Yummy B TV. Wishing you well, sending plenty of love your way as usual, right? And hoping your Monday is going the best it possibly can so far. Thank you for another great live last night, right? For all those that participated, thank you very much. But I was meant to do this video about a week and a half ago, right? Sorry about the slow delay of the content, but I'm out and about today on the move, which means that we'll all be all right very, very soon, any day now, right? But we talk Jasonmoore, right? We know that Yummy B TV backs the Free Jasonmoore campaign, miscarriage of justice, right? We know that we back that. Those that have followed me for a long time. So do a lot of people out there, namely the personalities that live my life: Linda Calvi, Kevin Lane, Matt Legg, Andy Roberts, the great Terry Ellis, amongst more. Also, we can talk the MP, the Reverend. We talk about Ian Botham. We talk about all these public figures that are all behind getting Jason out of jail for a crime that he definitely 100% didn't commit. We're not going to go over the evidence of the one witness that made 10 different statements and blamed everybody and anybody, but never got one of them right yet. The person he's talking about definitely wasn't Jasonmoore, because he definitely wasn't that high. But it don't matter, right? And he probably wanted to stay in the country because he didn't want to get deported. We're not going to go into all that right now, right? The latest developments, right, which I mentioned on the lives in recent times, right, is this. Jasonmoore got his life sentence unjustly. He got railroaded in the courtroom because he's not used to courtroom dramas and how the procedure works and how the process works and say your bit first and my bit next and all that kind of stuff, right? So basically, he got conned on a trial that really, if it was today, he wouldn't have really got convicted, right? Which is absolute facts, right? So he gets convicted. They send him to the category A's. So he spends years and years in the category A's. Has his problems, he's got to deal with being innocent. He's got to deal with his family outside, fighting and really sad and crying every day that he's doing a life sentence for a crime that he definitely didn't commit. He was only in the car for 2 minutes for everything else's sake. But we're not going into that either, right? So he does his time in the cat A's. Jasonmoore is not silly, right? With all that backing he's got outside to free him, to get this miscarriage of justice overturned so that he can come back out and lead a normal life before it gets too late, because anything can happen in there, as we've seen from recent events with him, which I'm going to go over now, right? So he comes out the cat A's. Jasonmoore knows he's got to do his stuff in prison too. He's got to box clever. He doesn't want to get in no trouble, right? So he wants to stay as far away from drug dealing and gang culture, the way prisons have changed. And he doesn't want his name tarred with too many bad brushes, so it goes on his report. And it hinders his progress down to the system, because after all, he's been moved from the category A's to the category B's. The next stage will be the C's, and then hopefully a D cat, because he's not relying on the campaign alone. He knows he's got to do his bit too, as hurtful as it is for him, for being innocent in there. And as we found out over the last year or two, the amount of cases that are coming forward where everybody agrees that David's innocent. Gordon Bennett, man, I'm glad I did everything that they said I did. Honestly, mate, it must be the hardest thing that there is to take, if you get what I mean, in a prison environment. So he's playing ball with the authorities, ticking all the boxes. What does he do? He gets downgraded to the B Cats, and after a period of time in the B Cats, he decides to go on an over 50s wing. Why? Because he's over 50. These days, category A's, B's, C's, D's, there's older men wings, right? Where men that are over 50, sadly, want to have a quiet time and not be involved for the reasons that I've just explained, right? So Jasonmoore is doing a smart one. He's keeping his nut down. I don't want to get in any trouble. I'll go over there, because there's less trouble when you're around older people. In prison, it's a known fact, right? He goes over there. He knows through the grapevine there's possibilities that those that might have a kind of have some kind of involvement in his court case and his life sentence, maybe the perpetrators, maybe the police, maybe the authorities, maybe other people involved in all that. He knows, because of the time he's done so far, which is probably 11, 12 years, over those years, there's been a number of times where security in prison get notes about him. His life's in danger, that kind of stuff. He's got to deal with all that. But really, who's it coming from? that are doing that? Is it the powers that be behind the scenes and phoning people in prison and then phoning them, saying to them, listen, make sure you don't. So he's on the over 50s wing, right? Someone comes up with this unbelievable, ludicrous plan, right? There's a key that sets off the scanners and makes the authorities believe that an escape attempt is imminent, right? His name gets called in it. Gordon Bennett, he's on an over 50s wing, trying to keep his nut down, and there's notes going in the box saying, yeah, Jasonmoore and all that. You know why? They don't want him over the over 50s. It's difficult to do a hit on him on the over 50s, so we want him back. No, over 50s is normal location. It's not a protection wing or nothing like that. It's just the way that wings are laid out in different prisons. You get basic, standard, enhanced when you're a goody-goody. You get all these new wings and different wings, depending on your status and the way that you behave. You'll see if you're suitable to go on these wings. Jasonmoore was suitable because his behaviour has been so good so far. He's got on the over 50s, but now big drama. Why? Right. So they mention his name in an escape plan, right? Miscarriage of justice. The authorities get the notes. They think, it's Jasonmoore. There's an assassin. There might be an assassination attempt on him and all that. We'll leave him down the block for a couple of months and let's review it and have a look at him. His welfare, his mental welfare, his feelings, his thought, his family outside worrying again that, will this ever end? Basically, he's been on BBC and ITV lately on, there's the big social media platforms that are now believing that Jasonmoore, even though we knew a long time ago that he was actually innocent, and we don't want no one being in jail for something they've done. Let's get this thing categorically clear. Jasonmoore has never named the perpetrators. He has never stood up in a court of law and done anything, said anything, written anything about who he believes might have been responsible for the murder, right, or manslaughter, whatever way you want to put it, right? We know that the victim's family sadly passed away. I've met him on a number of occasions. He's my boy, to be honest, a proper man, and he stands tall and he believes that it wasn't Jasonmoore. It's very unusual for a victim to come to court and go, no, we know it's not him, let him out, and they still never listen. But anyway, look. So he gets down the sick, yeah? The authorities are dealing with all these notes and things, and we've got to do a care of duty. We don't want nothing to go on. True, all the hype surrounding Jasonmoore on the outside with being innocent and that kind of thing. It all gathers momentum, and it's just another, probably, because when you're doing time sometimes, it's about you're innocent, but you've got to do your time as well. You've got to be in there, and you've got to box clever, and you're trying to stay away from things and blah, blah. What do? They take the over 50s away from you. And give those that are putting in those notes, setting up these fake. Why would Jasonmoore want to escape? Somebody asked me that. How? He's got a free campaign going on. He's hardly going to be looking at a key to get out the front door to leg it and all that. Why would he be doing that? That would throw the whole thing into jeopardy. The man that I've got to know over the last year or two is definitely not going to make a move like that. It's too hot. It's too bait. It'd bring the whole house down. He definitely doesn't have those chaotic skills like that to be sabotaging everything that everyone's trying to do. You've got to remember this, He's never said anything. Like I said already, what would you do if you was his family? Knowing that my brother's doing a life sentence. Kirsty Moore gets it in her neck every day. She comes to me. I have to do with it most times. I'm scared to answer the phone sometimes with the pressure she's under. And I dare you lot. If you want to come and say anything to Uncle Yummy and you want to come on the show, you want to come and sit down and you want to talk to me, you come and do that. Just don't put Kirsty under pressure. Justice will prevail at the end of the day. We're not saying that we're not going to go up there saying it was him and it was him. We don't really care about that. But how would you feel if you're their family? They want to get him out. They don't want him in there. They know how he is. They know how their brother is and their son is and their aunt is and all the family mixtures and everybody combined together. They know what he's really feeling. It's very difficult to do a sentence, never mind a life sentence, for something that you haven't done. It's going to hurt those on the outside. You can't complain because there's people on the outside trying to get him out, mate. You can't do that, yeah? So listen, you know the rules. You do it in, you know what I mean? Don't sabotage and ruin his time in prison. It just makes it more difficult. It makes him go backwards and make his time more difficult. And it makes him, sometimes people take, it can really ruin people and demoralise them. So what's going to happen now? They get what they want. It's the fake escape plan, which was nothing to do with him. You get him back on normal location, and then you've got a chance to assassinate him. So you can pay a hit to get him done. Why? Do you know what? Listen, yeah, look, the other thing to worry about is this. Jason Moore's family are from London, mate. Why is it Essex police are involved in this? I'm not saying, of course, that it was you lot that done the original trial and all that. You know what I mean? But it does seem, it's not really transparent why you had to be liaising with the prison authorities and that kind of. I don't know too much, right? I'm just surmising. But why wouldn't it be in central London or London that get in touch with the Moore family? After all, it is their family that, you know, they want answers. It's them that have to figure. It's not no one else. No one else's name has been mentioned yet. So it's that kind of stuff going on. Reporting from Yami B TV. The times are really difficult for Jasonmoore inside there. So I would suggest, and I don't ask for much, do I, on Yami B TV, for those that don't know about this case, look it up on Yami B TV, many other channels as well, and sign the petition, please, because they seem to be worried that the campaign is gathering momentum, which is a real eye-opener as well, because every time there's a new challenge to the CCRC, the media, ITV, the BBC, more social media, more backing from big people and people that have a voice outside there, the more there seems to be more coming of that, the more that everybody starts to panic. Just saying. Coming up in a minute, another video. Lots of love.